it's more of a question. It's more of a statement in support of what my brother was saying, that there are traditionalists in our churches. You must conform to a certain standard. You know what, I grew up saying that in the last days the youth will drive the church and the leaders. We're still taking the back seat because the elderly people still want to be there. They still want to be the elders, they still want to be the deacons, they still want to drive. And if you bring up an idea, it's like, it's impossible for your idea to happen because here at church, this is what we do. So those people who keep saying, this is what we do, this is how things are done, they are actually pushing away the youth. So if the youth could be allowed to be themselves at church, because our local churches are actually home. If I bring up the idea, support the idea. The problems that we are faced with, we bring up an idea, people, they are not thinking. To be honest, our elderly people, most times, they don't have good ideas, like excellent ideas. But you bring up an excellent idea, guys, let's go and evangelize, let's go and let's say worship outside. And then they will look at this, they will like, it's impossible, we're going to sit outside and worship outside and sing outside. They are not supporting the idea that you bring. Every time you bring up the idea, what they do, they just fight the idea. But it's not going to happen. So what kills the young people is the lack of support in the churches. We are being criticized of being this and that, without saying, okay, here they are, they want to do this. For instance, you want to go for hiking. You must register for this, have you registered for that, have you done this and that? There are lots of don't do, instead of being supported in what you are bringing. So that pushes us away. Secondly, to come to what my leader was saying about the phones, you want to, let's say you are in front, you want to chorister the congregation. You cannot stand in front, you have got your two texts on. I understand the principles and all that, but before, bring them to Christ and let all those things fall down. The problem is that you're not bringing us to Christ, you are blocking us to come to Christ. That's what happens, and what we do, we go to the places that we find ourselves comfortable.
Thank you. I have, honestly, she's speaking part of my heart, okay? She's speaking part of my heart. So I appreciate what you just said there. And I want us to take note of that. If you're on the church board, anybody on the church board? If you're on the church board, go back to your church board and go and share that statement. Because if the young people aren't being heard and allowed to bring ideas, guess what's going to happen? The church won't be here in 5 years or 10 years' time. And I think on Facebook, this is live streamed to Facebook at the moment. So those listening on Facebook, please take notes. You guys can take notes and go and give it to your elder and say, my elder, please take notes. I see Brother Bones.
Thank you, Pastor. Good morning, leaders. Good morning, young adults.